And the question now is, can you, say, do an act of killing coming from compassion? Is there a possibility that you can, because good karma is always what comes from a good place, a good motivation. Can there be a positive, wholesome motivation, sometimes to say for killing? Can one kill out of compassion? Selflessness, self-defense, putting a person out of their misery, or whatever. And the case which I quoted, which I think you may have heard here before, which changed many of the ways that I looked at the law of karma, was a case which occurred when I was visiting my family in England many years before, when I was staying with my mother, and there's only so much meditation you can talk about with your mother. Actually, don't even try it, because you'll never be able to teach your mother anything. Because she looked after you when you were so small, and that conditioning is so strong that anyone else can teach your mother, but not you. No matter how wise you are, how brilliant you are, or how enlightened you are, your mother is your mother, you are her son, she is the teacher, you're the disciple, and that's it. So I remember once sitting with my mother. She was watching the news on television, so I sat down and watched it with her, and that's when I saw a report on a fascinating situation which was happening at that time in a hospital in the south of Wales. Because there was a mother who was pregnant with twins. And the situation was that if that doctor did not intervene, with certainty the mother and both children would die. There would be 3 deaths. But if that doctor performed an abortion on one of those fetuses, then the other one would survive, and so would the mother, with 100% certainty. And there's a fascinating situation. Should the doctor perform an abortion on one of the fetuses in the mother's womb, or should he just stand aside? And because the situation was so certain that if he did nothing, 3 would die. If he did something, 1 would die. To me, it was one of those very, very rare occasions when it seemed ethical for that doctor to perform the abortion. And when I've gone around different countries and I've asked people, Buddhists, sincere Buddhists, what they would do if they were the doctor, I think nearly everybody I've asked, 98% of Buddhists maybe, or 99%, would always say if that was them, that they would perform the abortion. Sometimes people object, they say they should do nothing, but certainly in Buddhism, in ethics, in common sense, if you have a duty there, doing nothing is an act of negligence. It is just as culpable if you actually performed an act to kill the whole 3. To sit back and do nothing is no excuse. If you have an opportunity and a duty of care, doing nothing is the same as doing an act. It is still bad karma to do nothing when you could have done something.